Oh, I didn't set the chairs up. Oh, shoot. Oh, I didn't set anything up. Oh, I'm too tired for this. Okay. Alright, I really hope I don't get slapped for copyright for that. Welcome back to Beagle Eye Vision. Keep it at a minimum. This is the best soundtrack ever. One of the best soundtracks. Can't be topped. Can't be topped. I hope everything looks good. Welcome back to Beagle Eye Visions, everybody. This is the first late night book review because I got off work at like 11. It is currently 12, like 21 or something. This book is, oh, you can't even see it. Hold on. What's going on here? What is, dude? I'm fluffing up. I'm fluffing it up. Okay, you can see the cover a lot better. There we go. All right, well, now officially, welcome back. Like I said, I'm tired. Today is my first day. I started new employment, so I'm officially back to being a wage slave. But it's really not that bad. Hopefully, I can come out and learn some Spanish. Monotonía es un asesino lento, orle cabrón. I've been having a lot of fun today. It was fun. As you can, I work with, you know, I don't want to, like, making a joke in 2025, it's like walking a tightrope. You don't know who's gonna get offended. You don't know who's gonna, like, oh, I'm shutting this book review. This guy, are you offended? I'm shutting this book review before it even gets started. Anyways, by royal command, the fifth and final book in, well, I don't know if you could say the final. I'll explain later. It's the fifth book in the Young Bond series. He's 17. Shout out to Charlie Higson. Let's give a... Hold on. Ratio ain't right. Charlie Higson. Shout out to Charlie Higson, everybody. He's a fantastic author. If only he wrote the newest James Bond movie, No Time to Die, I'm sure it would be 10 out of 10. The storytelling in No Time to Die would be 10 out of 10, but instead we get a pure multi-million dollar bag of hot, wet trash sent to us with a bunch of delays because of, you know, the virus of unspecified, unknown origins. But anyways, I'm distracting myself. The music's too loud. It's really late night, so I need to hurry up. I need to blow through this book review because people are gonna yell at me because like I said, it's past midnight. Although it's Friday night, but I live with a bunch of old folks, so not really. But anyways, so by royal command, again, I really wish Charlie Higson would have wrote No Time to Die. It would have been so much better. Oh, but I'm already going off on a tangent, and I need to get this over with so I can go game. I need to game, do my dailies, do my GTA dailies, do the casino spin, and then go to bed immediately. Hopefully before 2 a.m. But I don't know if I'll make it that far. Like I said, hopefully all in good time. I've already talked so much I need a drink. This is not W, by the way. I'm just drinking water in a W cup. Because the kitchen I was in, it's like over 85 degrees all the time. I don't know if that's accurate, but it was really hot. Really hot. Okay, so now this is a good tempo song for me to get started. By royal command, by Charlie Higson. Let's give another... Alright, that's good enough. I'm too excited for this Bond music. I hope it all sounds good. I'm learning, obviously. I was looking at like the first book reviews like Animal Farm, and I was like, oh my gosh, I could do that so much better. Anyways, so the intro of By Royal Command begins with a character named Irina Sodova and her hatred of tractors. For some reason, it was kind of funny. The setting of this novel is during the Industrial Revolution, where horses and boars were getting replaced by tractors and vehicles and stuff like that to accomplish daily farm work. We learned that Irina Sodova was a part of the Ministry of Propaganda, which is crazy because that's it's in 1984, I believe, right? Somebody put it in the comments below. Somebody correct me. I don't think it's the Ministry of Propaganda, but I think it might be. I don't know. I can't remember. Fascinating. An idea that was used by governments all over the world, including the United States and Walt Disney, which, propaganda. That's what I mean. The Ministry of Propaganda. Used by literally every single government, which, again, I don't care if I've said it before. Government breaks down in Latin to governare mens mentes, which means to control the mind. So you got to stay awake. Stay woke, stay woke, fam. All right, now everybody has been cringed out and have clicked off the video. I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, used by United States and Walt Disney. The propaganda era is what kept Disney afloat back then, actually, because Walt Disney spent so much resources helping the military, and that's probably why Walt Disney is still going very, very rock solid strong to this day. It's absolutely horrible. It's a completely satanic organization, and people should stop supporting that garbage. I don't care how bad you want to see Disney princesses in real life. I don't care how bad you want to see what's the dude from Toy Story, Woody the sheriff walking around. I don't care. Stop giving them your money. I'll dress up as Woody the sheriff. Give me your money. I will go buy a Woody outfit and walk around your house all day for way less money. I'll learn how. There's a snake in my boot. I'll learn how to do everything. I'll go 10 out of 10 with it. Never mind. Okay, so the corporation. The corporation does it nowadays through movies like Avengers and Wonder Woman. Oh yeah, keeping the propaganda going strong. Who bought Marvel? Disney bought Marvel. That's so keep it. You guys don't know? You guys don't know? Jay Dyer has been telling this stuff for years. Come on now. So both Hitler and the USA employed the propaganda techniques through controlling the film, radio, theater, and the press. So back to the book. Sodova leaves her current occupation in Portugal to continue the communist plan. Sodova has a team known as a cell, which is a small group of close-knit spies, but we discover the cell may be compromised. She attempts to track down a man named, oh gosh, I hope I pronounced this correctly, Martinho, M-A-R-T-I-N-H-O, Martin Ho. Martinho Ferreira. Like I said, I'm tired, I'm a little loopy. Ferreira. But, Sodova comes across someone pretending to be Martino. As she steps into the office, the babushka, which is Colonel Sodova's nickname, babushka, is met with a Tokarev TT-33 semi-automatic weapon. It's actually a really cool scene. Not because of the Tokarev TT-33 semi-automatic either. Okay, it's fantastic storytelling. The man with the false identity shoots Irina 3 times in the chest. You don't make it long in the communist Russia without being resourceful. So the babushka feigns death as we discover she is wearing a steel plate enforced corset, which sounds totally BA. I mean, a steel plate corset? That sounds sick. If I wasn't single, I would like purchase that for my significant other. That'd be so BA. Man, I'm trying not to cuss, but that'd be awesome. So when the strange man Christo, we find out his name, Christo goes to finish the job, Irina snags his jaw and breaks his neck. Before escaping the office undetected, she finds a slip of paper with one name on it. James Bond. And Colonel Sedova is from one of the previous books, which brings this By Royal Command full circle, which is really interesting. It's so good. It's so freaking good. Way better than No Time to Die. Oh my! I'm just gonna keep saying that. This entire book review. No Time to Die freaking sucks. It's absolute trash. I can't believe can I have my money back from the movie tickets? I spent like $30. Me and some other person. Some other worthless person I shouldn't even took to that worthless movie. Oh my gosh. So many worthless things. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. So, oh yeah, James Bond. So we get into Chapter 2. Chapter 2. It is only close to death that we feel fully alive. We meet some new characters speeding with great impetus in a Bugatti Type 55 Super Sport. Otto Graf von Schlick. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly too. Otto Graf von Schlick. And his side piece, Liesel, L-I-E-S-L. That's a really weird one. Can somebody help me pronounce that? Put it in the comments below. Liesel, they're headed up to the mountain to enjoy Otto's family estate, which happens to be a castle. Discovering that Otto is married with a house in Vienna makes me lose all respect for this absolute man-child. But he knows how to drive a car well, I will say that. As they are swiftly driving up the mountain, they come around a bend and see a vehicle that is stalled in the middle of the road. In cliché 007 Bond fashion, Otto stops merely feet away from the automobile and the 3 passengers that are inside of it. The hood of the car is up, and Otto happens to know his way around an engine. So he looks over the machine and sees that a wire is unattached. And he goes, "Oh, that's your problem." As his torso is buried in the engine, like in the engine bay. You know, this is his torso, completely buried in the engine bay. Trying to paint a good picture for you guys. I freaking lost my spot because of being a goofball. He looks over the machine and sees the wires and Otto's side piece. He sees the wires unattached. He attaches the wire, of course. As his torso is buried in the engine bay, his side piece spots a man grab a box out of the snow because they're up high enough in the mountains where the green is disappearing and the snow is appearing. Grabs the side box out of the snow. The man presses a button. He's the owner of the car that's stalled on the road. The man presses a button and ignites a fire of petrol, and before Liesel can react, she gets knocked out by a knuckle duster as she's sitting in the vehicle. So now it feels like a Bond novel. We have a villain in Chapter 1 and a mystery for Bond to solve in Chapter 2. All gas and no brakes, the adrenaline us Bond's fans crave. And it is kind of slow, or I mean, in my opinion, like I said, it takes like 2-3 chapters to pick up. I mean, actually, what am I talking about? The first chapter is Sedova and her whole fiasco that she goes through. Really good stuff. Chapter 3, Hitler Jugend. I don't know, J-U-G-E-N-D. I took Japanese in high school. I didn't take German. So I don't know how to pronounce any of these words. I'm just going to say Chapter 3, Hitler. Chapter 3, Hitler. We meet Bond on a train between Innsbruck and Kitzbühel, playing cards with a bunch of angry German blonde kids. James plays enough cards to take the whole train car's money, which makes the kids even more angry. They try to overtake James for the coin back, but we all know James Bond. He makes a few of the kids bleed, and he burns them with witty insults that made me laugh out loud. Here's our first quote. James didn't feel very pleased with himself. He could have handled the situation better and avoided a fight, but he had to admit that he was tired and grumpy. He'd been traveling for 2 days now by train to Dover, by ferry to Bologna, then through the night across northern France and Switzerland into Austria. He slept very little in that time and had nothing more to eat than some sandwiches that his Aunt Charmaine had Pact 4, page 22. Again, this is before James Bond becomes an order-following coward. He still knows the difference between right and wrong behavior. He proves to have a conscience in all of these books. That's why I love them so much. They get me fired up because you really see a glimpse of why Bond became the type of person he is, even in the later movies like Casino Royale. I mean, the good ones, not No Time to Die. No Time to Die is absolute poop. It's poppycock. It's horrible. It's gross. Or I think I've mispronounced that word, an old English phrase, poppy. It's poop. It sucks. It's garbage. I can't express that enough. Casino Royale, 10 out of 10. All the other ones are really good. Skyfall. I even liked the one that like critics didn't like, the one with the water. The guy steals the. I'm going off on another rant. I didn't finish this book review. Again, this is before James becomes an order-following coward. He proves to have a conscience. Before Chapter 3 ends, the train pulls into Kitzbühel Hell, and his classmates give him a royal welcome at the ski resort hotel. There's also a strange figure standing outside, standing in front of a pile of cigarette butts, giving the reader the impression that Bond is being followed. So, Chapter 4 is just a montage of training, basically. James has to catch up with the class on the techniques of skiing. The instructor spends most of the day getting Bond caught up with the class and teaching him the ins and outs of this activity. Get it? The ins and outs. Because it's skiing, you gotta ski. Ah! Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Sorry. But as a Bond fan, I love this chapter. It's a really good chapter because it's reminiscent of all the earlier Bond films. What's the earlier Bond film with Roger Moore where he's literally skiing down? There's multiple Bond films where he's skiing down an entire slope. It's awesome. He's skiing down the slope, getting away from bad guys. A lot of the original films have seen where I get so ahead of myself, where Bond masterfully out-skis his enemies in epic action scenes. Sounds boring, but if you're a fan, you will appreciate it. Another hard day of skiing in Chapter 5, but James loves it. The action, adrenaline, and danger. Of course, but Bond's he gets addicted to it as he gets older. As the day goes on, there's a group of 3 or 4 kids who got a flask of schnapps from the resort, and the weather gets foggier and thick. So thick the group has to stop and wait for an opening in the fog so they can even get down safely. James and one of the drunk, tipsy kids gets separated from the group due to the fog, and since Miles is drunk, new character that we meet, Squirt! I was on a roll. I'm always on a roll. Squirt's gotta start barking. Shut up! Since Miles is drunk, James realizes that if they get separated, this tipsy kid literally could lose his life. That's how high up in the mountains they are. He could literally lose his life. So he does his best to stay with the white girl, wasted, spoiled brat. Despite arguing with Bond, and Miles even punches him in the face and drawing blood on Bond. So Miles speeds down the slope. Speeds down the slope, chasing this white girl, wasted, spoiled kid, ditching 007, and they both hit a cliff. It's a jump, making Bond lose sight of the kid entirely, because then the fog rolls in. You guys gotta read this book, by the way. The way I describe all of these books does not do any of them justice whatsoever. He loses sight of the kid. Trekking up the slope, he hears the kid yelling and screaming because he broke his shin on the fall. I think the book even says like one of his bones. No, it's his shin is forward. So you know how like legs go like this. His shin is like it's a brutal scene. It's freaking crazy. James struggles to get Miles down the slope, carrying him on his shoulders, and the whole time he's carrying the shoulder, it's like the author is so good. Well done, Charlie Higson. It's like Bond's legs are trembling because of this kid's weight. He's not like a bigger kid or anything like that, but his trembling trying to carry him down the mountain just so he doesn't lose his life. So Lost my spot again. James struggles to get Miles down the slope, carrying him on his shoulders. At the end of the chapter, they make it to a cabin with water and other amenities, luckily. And it reminds me, now that I have the GoldenEye soundtrack, it reminds me of that old snow level, right? You got lost in it. You guys remember that level? Oh my god, what a trudge. Right before you enter the bunker. And there's like a bunch of random cabins. There's like dudes in white snowsuits that you gotta like snipe them. Oh man, and now I'm reminiscing. So good. 007 is so... We need a proper remake of GoldenEye, man. Like, what the heck? What the heck? Okay, so Chapter 7, White Death is what the chapter is called. Bond cares for Miles in the cabin, but after nightfall, Miles shakes James awake in a delusional haze and tells him he's going to the resort with or without him because he's in so much pain. Bond, with no other choice but to help him, the lads face brutal below freezing weather. I couldn't believe what I was reading. No adults started a rescue party. Like, they just let these kids, it literally seems like they just let these kids die, dude. They're like, oh no, they'll be fine. There's no search party that gets sent out. It's unbelievable. So by some miracle, James wakes up in the hospital in the middle of the night. He's so thirsty, he's got extremely dry throat. He puts on a gown to get up and quench his thirst, but he hears a man screaming at the top of his lungs. The man is yelling in German, and he is covered from head to toe in burns, blisters, and bandages. Again, this scene is really brutal because it describes in detail what this dude looks like. It's pretty crazy. The person next to him, next to the guy in bandages, is also in bandages. A creepo with a Russian accent asks Bond what he's doing while he's like flicking a needle. It's so creepy. This whole scene is really creepy. While flicking a needle and checking the contents, he's like looking at the needle and like flicking it. Bond goes back to bed, ending the chapter. The way the author wrote this scene is absolutely nuts. I blew through it because it's so good, but I had chills while I was reading it. I'm serious. I had absolute chills while reading this chapter. This book feels really nostalgic. More nostalgic than all the other ones for some reason. I can't explain it. Again, it's not something I can't explain. You guys need to read the book. Read the whole series. So freaking good. Excuse me. I just ate some wings. I can't put my finger on it. It's really slow moving, but there's so much mystery. It makes for a really good read. A very, very, very good read. Out to chapter 12, we meet a lot of new characters at Eton. There is a cliche bully named Bentic. Again, I have no idea how to pronounce it. Bentinck. Bentic, it might be a name from like across the pond that I'm not familiar with. And a new housemaid for the boys' dorm named Roan Powers. She was born and raised in Ireland, and she has a lot of interesting stories. I actually like Roan. She's pretty cool. Bond sculls a boat and oars up the river. You know, he loves getting that exercise. He loves to work out. It's actually pretty inspiring. He oars up the river until Roan asks for a lift up the river. She needs dropped off somewhere. The Eton kids see Bond with the new girl, and he ends up paying for it. Like, oh, it's so brutal. It's so brutal how he pays for it. Bentic says that Bond, being an upper class Eton boy, he shouldn't be. This bully says he shouldn't be consorting with common folk, and that everyone should know their place. Like, come on, dude. Come on, dude. Like I said, cliche bully. Shouldn't be consorting. I keep losing my spot. James being a smartass angers the clown shoes and gets lashes on his backside until he bleeds. Bond, being sore from rowing and the beating, falls asleep in his bloody clothes, and we get to chapter 12. Bond even calls Bentic a sadist brute, which made me laugh because it's absolutely true. This guy is a sadist brute. Look up the definition of sadist. I'm not going to tell you guys everything. So getting to chapter 12, I'm going to do the spoiler dance, even though there's not really any spoilers. I stopped writing notes halfway through because the next book that I'm doing is a doozy, and I need to start immediately. So I'm going to do this spoiler dance. Let me do it again, just because that was fun. Chapter 12, an invitation and an order. Mr. Marriott and James are taking a stroll outside in the sun, and as Bond is appreciating the dull life of his schoolwork, he spots what seems to be the same man from the previous chapter, the creepo that keeps following him. Marriott parts ways with James, and James decides to follow this guy through the alleys of... Let me turn that down, it's distracting. James decides to follow him through the alleys of Berkshire when he hears the mysterious stranger running away. Bond almost catches him after narrowly dodging a lorry, which is a truck, and then loses the tail after Miles, the kid that Bond saves on the mountain, stops him for an invitation to a formal party. Like I said, this kid is so spoiled. He lives in a freaking eyes wide shut mansion. James accepts and heads back to his room to get his suit ready for a fine dinner away from the school grounds. Roan questions Bond since she saw the blood on his trousers, showing the readers that she really has a good sense of care. She's got that sacred feminine, you know. Roan Powers she's got that sacred feminine. You love to see it. You love to see it. And Roan is not a child, by the way. She got hired by the school. She's an adult. Showing the reader she has a good sense of care. Here's a quote that really made me smile. You don't have to be a hero, she said. It's not weak to admit something hurt you. It's not weak to allow other people to help you. You don't have to carry the world on your shoulders all the time. Page 132. That quote really resonated with me because my old bandmates and like their wives, they told that to me all the time when we were like drinking late nights and drinking grog. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? They said that to me all the time, and it was just like, it would make me bawl my eyes out, and I'd be like, but I can't help it. I don't know. Then she invites him to a picnic. James tries to politely deny Roan until Roan says it's an order. The last woman that told me that I absolutely fell in love with her. Do women do that anymore? Like, do women really do that anymore? Holy cow! Everybody that all these chicks that I meet nowadays, they want everything handed to them on a golden platter, absolute princess programming. They don't even like pay for dinner. It's so weird. Shall I court you as you pass, madam? Actually, speaking of this chick at work earlier today, I just started work. I'm absolutely poor. I'm like in debt, and there was this basic white girl. She's an absolute basic white girl because she had an iPhone watch and other reasons. You know, her makeup was caked on. It was like, dude, her makeup was caked on harder than Lady Gaga before she goes on to a show, dude. Absolutely disgusting. Disgusting princess program. But anyway, now I need a drink. Please don't slap me with copyright. I freaking absolutely love putting music. I haven't been getting slapped with copyright the last few book reviews with the music, so. Excuse me, we're almost done here. Chapter 13, The Invisible Man. At the picnic, we meet Roan, but also an Irishman named Dandy. A fascinating individual whose age is not revealed, but again, he seems like a grown man. A master with knives and an experienced man who never turns down a fight, as Roan says. He's got a bit of that old 1-2 fighting Irish. He's got some of that George Foreman in him, you know what I mean? Anyways, Master with Knives. The whole picnic reminds me of the book 1984. Again, another reference to 1984. If you have not read 1984 in 2025, what is wrong with you? Let's give a cheer to 1984. So Dandy acquired, wink, wink. He acquired, just like 1984, he acquired extra food from Cod Rose's mess hall, and the three eat like royalty. Oh, it sounds so good. A delectable picnic. Cheese, pickles, bread, cold pies, and the lot. Sounds so good, dude. Now I need a pickle. I really want a pickle. It sounds delicious. They share a pleasant conversation until Bond sees the Invisible Man, which Bond realizes he's really it's not paranoia after the last book, after what happened in the last book. He's like, this dude's actually following me. So he names him the Invisible Man. He sees the Invisible Man hiding behind trees. Dandy immediately springs into action, even braver than even braver than Bond. But again, they lose the trail, and James ends up helping the future queens of England get their birdie back. The girls were playing badminton, for those who think that Bond actually climbs a tree to get an actual birdie. For the Americans, you know, like. Back at the school, James is discussing with Pritpal and the other reoccurring characters as Bentinck. God, I hate his last name. Bentinck. The lads were sharing bread that Bentinck told Bond to throw away, and I'm sure you can guess what happens next. It's absolutely infuriating. Although instead of punishing Bond, this sorry bag of farts, synchronicity, maybe not synchronicity. Oh my god, I need to go to bed. This sorry bag of farts punishes the other two boys. James jumps up immediately. He jumps up to defend his dorm mates. I mean, they're his friends. Jumps up to defend them in a fit of rage, but Tommy grabs Bond's fist. He's like, he stops. Bond's like, you son of a, and Tommy stops him. It's a really interesting scene. It's good. It's good. Good writing. Such good writing. Why didn't this guy write No Time to Die? I don't understand. He stops Bond, saying that he will only make it worse. And James is left in the room, trembling in rage as the chapter ends. He's just like, son of a, why you little. So now I mean, this is the second time I read this book, so I do not remember the book as well as the others. Growing up, I couldn't afford the whole set. I mean, it took me 2 weeks of dishes when I was a kid just to be able to get the second book, and the library didn't have the last three. The library only had Silverfin and Blood Fever. Dang you, St. Joseph Public Library. Yeah, I did 2 weeks of dishes just to get the second book, but I cannot wait for Bond to fluff this dude up. This anomaly with the unpronounceable last name. He needs to be eradicated and waterboarded with bleach. Absolutely, yeah. This guy, this Bentinck guy. So that's as far as I'm gonna go in this book. Go buy it. Go buy it. It's such a good book. Actually, I'll finish. Probably not finish, or get close to wrapping up. Freaking Scorch trying to investigate people not opening. I don't know what the hell's going on. So this is a really interesting quote, and it relates to Mark Passio. Let's give a shout out to Mark Passio. Mark Passio is a legend. His most recent 8-hour presentation is so good. It's so freaking good, and like the synchronicity of what's going on in this book with that presentation is like, oh, it's 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. So Mr. Marriott says, it's not, okay, hold on. I'll read a little bit more for you guys. I know, sir, said James, and I'm glad that he did. Dandy, no, I can't read anymore because I'm going to end up spoiling it. If communism made sense, said Mr. Marriott, then surely the Soviets wouldn't have to murder so many people and cause so much pain and human misery to get their way. But if we lie and cheat and kill, sir, said James, are we not just as bad as them? It is not so simple as that, Marriott snapped, and there was real anger in his voice for a moment. Then he relaxed and went on in a gentler tone. I understand your concern, James. There is unfairness in the country and the entire world. That's not part of the quote, but still to this day, there is unfairness in the country. Some people are very rich and some are very poor. Things will change, but change slowly. We do not want a bloody revolution, with people lined up against the wall and shot. How many people have died if that bomb had gone off? That's what that's what it said. Not just the king, but all those other men and women and children. The communists don't care about individuals, about you or me or anyone. For them, there is just the mass, the proletariat, the people as one. And the reason why I said that quote is because, like I said, for those of you who have watched Mark Passio's most recent presentation will understand that communism has absolutely taken over this country, and probably, I mean, I only live in America. I've lived in America my whole life. I'll probably never be able to afford to leave the country. So it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. But I don't want to put you guys to sleep with a lecture. It's it's just so good. I don't know what else to say. Again, like I said, I'm really tired. I do want to bore you guys with a lecture, but I need to get to sleep because I'm a wage slave. Because, like I said, communism has absolutely taken over this country and it needs to be stopped. But anyways, this book. Get this book. Get it. It's so good. You can get the entire set for like $20. All 5 of these books. You probably can't see them because I'm too lazy to get up. My wrist hurts. My knuckles hurt. My legs hurt. I was on my feet for 8 hours. This is going to be the next book review. It's called The I Am series by Paula Davis. This is a fantastic book. Look how thick it is compared to this one. It's over 700 pages. Over 700 pages. I'm going to be honest. I read every single book all the way through for every single one of these book reviews. But this one, I probably won't make it all the way through. 700 pages, dude. That's literally all 3 Lord of the Rings books combined into one. That's over. No, I think that would be like 1,000. Over 1,200 pages, but still, that's a lot of pages to read in 30 days, and especially now that I'm employed. But let me read the back of this book, and then I'll read the back of this book, and then we'll probably close out. So, to warm your guys' appetite, if you don't want to buy this book, listen to this. Following a treacherous rescue mission high in the freezing Alps, James Bond is preparing life back at Eton, but James's every move is being watched. He alone holds the clue to a sinister plot that will bring bloodshed and carnage to his high school and his country. Forced to flee from Eton to Austria, James must leave behind everything he knows with only a beautiful and dangerous girl by his side. Yeah, Roan Powers. Hey, hats off to Roan Powers. She's quite an interesting character. Soon he is trapped in a deadly war of secrets and lies as a nightmare reunion with a bitter enemy throws him once more into the path of death. And here's another quote that says, Charlie Higson's Young Bond books get an A. A star? That's weird. I don't know what that is. But anyways, here's the next book. The I Am series is a live journal of spiritual awakening in diary format that details esoteric experiences and profound insights. After going through depression, I can't say that. I can't say that word on a book review that's for children. Actually, so I'll just wait. Stay tuned for this one. It's very spiritual. It's very esoteric. Actually, I would say it's even, once you get through with the book, you could say it is exoteric, right? Because esoteric is the hidden beyond or behind the veil, and the exoteric is trying to make it less hidden, right? So the fact that this book is even published makes it kind of exoteric. But I can't wait to do this book review. I've been waiting to do this book review for years. This book right here is one of the reasons why I even started doing book reviews. But it's been, the author, Paula Davis, took this book off of Amazon. She delisted it because because life happened. Let's just leave it at that. Life happened, and now it is back up on Amazon. You can buy this book along with the Bond books. But I can't wait. I'm super fired up. I can't wait to start reading it. I did read the first part of this book already through an ebook, you know. But like I said, I love doing the physical books, like all these physical books right here. These this book right here, the Trivium, that's on the book review. I already did Emma Goldman's. The Prophet, that's on another book review. I can't wait. I already did the Kai Balian right here, which is on the very bottom. I cannot wait. So thank you so much if you made it this far. Use code BeagleEyeVision. BeagleEyeVision without the S at W.GG for 10% off your entire purchase. W gets me through all of my work shifts. It is freaking delicious. I'm probably most likely still gonna drink coffee every now and again, you know, once in a blue moon to help that digestive system. You know, it's really good for your digestion. It's healthy. It's healthy to eat a coffee bean every now and again. But anyways, this was Blood Fever, or not Blood Fever. I already did that book review. By Royal Command. So. Yeah, I'm signing off with this ominous 007 music. Thank you so much if you made it this far. By Royal Command by Charlie Higson. 10 out of 10. This book is so good. Stay tuned for the next book review. And as always, stay golden, everybody. Thank you so much. Please don't copyright me, YouTube.